Alrighty, it's been a while since I've done one of these. The last time you saw my truck, it was, well, it was a little bit different. It's still a 379X. It was a special edition Peterbilt did for the 04 through 05 model years. There's a couple titles 06s as well. They all had the extended hood, polished fenders, 7-inch straight pipes, polished strip down the center of the hood, 70-inch sleepers, and all the bells and whistles. But most of them were spec'd as highway trucks, and I do logging, what some people would call severe service. So I've decided to modify mine. Looks like I got a couple cab lights to change. This is a bit of a project truck for me. It was kind of rough when I bought it, and I was involved in a rollover a couple years ago, so it's still a little ways from being complete. And I figured, well, you see a lot of fancy show trucks on the internet. This one, I like to think it's a nice truck, but it's a little bit dirty right now. She hauls 140,000 pounds every day out of the bush. We'll do a little bit of tour of a slightly dirty truck for once. As you can see, she's got the polished fenders. She's got the double round headlights, 359 style headlights on the old 351 style brackets. And I've put marker lights in the fenders. I put a little higher bumper on it. As much as I like the blades on the front, they're not very practical in this application. It's got 15-inch breathers. All the X's had 15-inch breathers. The guy that had it before me, he took the 379X special breather bars off the front. So I've, instead of having imitation ones on there, I've got just plain stainless on there for now. I still got the ones behind the breathers, however. Those are factory. And these trucks also had the Millennium Series lights along the cab and along the sleeper from the factory. I like them, but I really wanted to try these Peterson tunnel lights. I'll see if you can see them on the video here. They're, I probably can't really see them on there, but they look like an infinite tunnel when they're on, and when they're off, they just have a clean chrome finish. And like I said, she's got 7-inch stacks. That's from the factory, and I've got a straight pipe now. It had a catalytic converter under there. Stupid thing costs about $6 grand here in Canada, so I decided to go without that. Just put a Y pipe under there, so she's got a little bit more bark. Yeah, so it's got the 48-inch sleeper, and like I said, it's a project truck. I've got a door to match. This one still has the old style Peterbilt door latches on it, as opposed to the newer Kenworth style latches. So I've got to change that yet. When I got the bunk, I removed the top stainless steel vent, because I just frankly don't really like the way they look. As much as I like the extra shiny on there, I just didn't really want it on there. Eventually I'm going to put a window in these doors, because I just like having windows on the bunk, and got to go for something unique. Got lights behind the headache rack. Also got lights down in here, and again, that's tunnel lights. But got to put some lights in the headache rack, and like I said, she's a project truck. She's got the 150-gallon tanks. Oh, and I should mention that for specs, it's got a factory 550 C15 A cert. It's a 2005. It's got 1 million miles on it. I just rebuilt it at Christmas time. It's got a 250 wheelbase. It's kind of dark, but I'll see if we can get a good profile of it here. Oh, it looks like the lights on the trailer are covered with mud. Can't see them, but yeah, she's I like to think she's an alright looking bush truck. It had flex air under it when I bought it, and 40,000 pound rears. Right now she's got the air track. Oh, darn it, can't see it at all. I put air track under it with 46s, 433 ratios, because, well, frankly, she's a bush truck and she's got to do what flex air can't. Although I will say that flex air is tough for a highway suspension. It just can't haul 144,000 pounds. I've got a nice tail treatment on the truck there, and we'll go take a look on the inside. But yeah, a lot of guys have made fun of me for putting air track on an X and taking it in the bush, but frankly, I want a truck, not a car. So I spec a truck properly. Now we'll take a look at the inside. I've customized it quite a bit. The X's, they all had special brushed aluminum panels on the doors and the dash, and matching panels in the bunk. But since I've changed the bunk, I've had to temporarily fix the interior. But we'll start with the smaller modifications. I took the door pockets off for a bit of a cleaner look. I really like the door pockets. They're terribly convenient, but I always had a problem with them ripping right here. They'd rip right out of the pocket, so using blue LEDs. This is a factory hole. This is just screwed onto the door panel. Still has a bit of a clean look, and it really lights up the ground well. As you can see, it does I think it does a very good job, better than the original stuff. I've got blue lighting under the dash, as well as in the dash. I'll take off my shoes here, and put some lights in the vents, just for something a little different. I got a matching CV and stereo. The X's, they all had custom Whalen Brothers shifters. Pardon that dirty floor mat, it's stained, it's not actually dirty. They had custom Whalen Brothers shifters on them, with stainless steel stick and custom laser cut stainless steel plate. That's all factory. I've painted the plate underneath the stainless there the same color as the truck, just for something a little bit more custom. And as you can see, I got the lights in the vents there. And yeah, like I said, she's a work in progress, but she's my work in progress. And we'll take a look in the bunk here. It's well, this is just a temporary fix. I'm planning on putting an interior in it yet. It was originally a red bunk. As you can see, there's still a couple of red panels in it. I have to take those out and get them refinished, but I haven't quite thought of what I want to do on the interior here for a permanent fix yet. I've got, I painted the panels just with some vinyl paint, nothing real special. I painted the trim around the window, painted the trim around the vents, painted the cupboards, and done a lot of little monkeying around. But oh, there's my teddy bear. Got that from my wife and my kids for when I'm away from home. Remind me a little bit of home. Yeah, it's a temporary fix. The only panel that's out of my 70-inch bunk, which I do still have, just in case any of you are wondering, and no, I will not sell it, is this one up here. So I wanted to have something original, and this is the only one I was able to make work. It almost is a perfect fit. You can see at the top there's a spot where in the original bunk it overlapped a little bit more. But other than that, she screwed right in. I just ran some wires for the lights. And yes, they do both work. And yeah, so I just painted the interior for now. I'm going to put a custom interior that would match, so it would look the way it would if an X was available with the 48-inch stand-up sleeper. As I said, they only came with a 70, which is great for highway guys, but it just doesn't work in the bush. It's too big, too bulky. It's wonderful, but yeah, it's too much weight and it flops around on our bush roads. So this is my project, this truck. Hope you guys like her, and yeah, she's far from being complete. If anybody knows of a 379X steering wheel, I'd like to get one. This is a factory steering wheel, but the leather around the edges has started to wear quite badly, and I'd like to get it rewrapped, but then I'd also have to get it re-chromed. So if anybody has one for sale, please message me, or you can email me. My email address is jr-transport@hotmail.com. And just in case you're wondering, because I did say it had a big cat and I do heavy haul, there's my mileage. So all you European truckers and highway guys can say, oh, well, you shouldn't have a cat in there, you'll get bad mileage. Yeah, I have another truck with a Detroit. It was my first truck. I've decided to keep it. It's got 1,400,000 miles on it. I've never done the engine in it, and it got great fuel economy. I was burning $100 a day less than this one, but it's a small displacement engine, and hauling 140,000 pounds up a hill with a small engine, that can be dangerous out here, because in the wintertime you're liable to spin out and slide down backwards and possibly get hurt. So I'll sacrifice a little bit of fuel mileage for the fact that I will get up the hill, and I won't be breaking all sorts of stuff. I'll have a motor that'll last more than 100,000 miles. The Detroit I had, it does have 1,400,000 on it, but most of those are highway miles doing 110,000 pounds or less, so it's not like it was ever hauling a big load. But yeah, this is my dream truck. Always wanted an X, and now I got one spec'd for the bush. And step outside one more time and take a quick peek at her, but she's I got the inside the way I want her, and I got the specs the way I want her, so we'll say she's just about done. All I got to do now is rebuild the body stuff. I'd like to put a new hood on it, and no, I'll just give her all a fresh coat of paint. Don't know if you can see it very well here, but that's my truck. I got a 1991 Superior 4-axle logging trailer. It's 3 axles plus an airlift, and we haul that 140,000 pounds. We load it heavy on the drives, and we have the airlift up coming out of the bush. So yeah, it actually needs 46s. Not like the highway guys that say, oh, I need 46s because I pull 140,000 pounds on a Super B. Yeah, well, if you can have 3:3:6 ratios in your 46,000 pound rears, you don't need 46,000 pound rears. But anyways, that's my truck. I like it. I hope you do too. Have a good one.